So looking at notes, rest, okay, notes and rest, yeah, basically notes and rests. Okay, so in music you must have seen something like this before. Okay, you must have seen this one, something like this. This one's like on our phones, like emoji or something on our phones. At least you see this one. Okay, so let's talk about notes. So in music we have notes like this. We have notes called brief, we have semi-brief, we have minim, we have crotchets. Okay?
Crotchets?
Yeah. We have quiver. It's not the one you used to sew clothes on.
I used even meant to do that.
Oh, okay. We have semi-quiver. We have demi, semi-quiver. Okay? And lastly, we have demi, semi-quiver. Okay. So this is pretty easy. Brief, semi-brief, minim, crotchet, quiver, semi-quiver, demi-semi-quiver, and hemi-demi-semi-quiver. Okay? I'll show you how they look like. Brief is this. Semi-brief is just the egg. Minim is the egg with the tail. Crotchet is this with the stem, rather, with the stem painted.
Okay.
Quiver is this with the stem and the flag. Okay. Semi-quiver is this with two of that, and of course this is 3 of that, and lastly this is 4 of that. Okay. Right. Now let's talk about their beats. Okay, that was what I wanted to remember. Notes, beats, and rests. Right. Notes, beats, and rests. Because you need this very, very handy when you're playing your keyboard. Because with any instrument, any musical instrument you play, you need this. Especially when we're talking about beats. What's the beat count of brief or semi-brief or minim or crotchet or quiver, semi-quiver? Right out of the box or just right on spot, I might not be able to tell you.
Okay.
But there's one I know, and from knowing that one, I can know the rest. Okay, the truth is that I actually know everything, but know it this way. Just know one.
Then you know the rest.
Yeah, and it gives you the answer to the rest. So crochet is 1 beat. So this beat, this one is symbol, and this is the note. Okay,
That's what how I've done.
that's good. So crochet is 1 beat. Now all the ones on top of crochet are doubled in number. So minim will be 2, semi-brief will be 4, and of course brief will be 8. I said all the ones on top are doubled in number from crochet. Okay, so therefore means that all the ones below are what?
Lesser.
Of course, they are halved. So quiver is half, and semi-quiver is 1/4. hemi-semiquaver is 1/8 and hemi-demisever is 1/16. So what does this mean? Crochet is 1 beat. This is the focal point. I think this is the most commonly used note. Crochet, this one.
Okay.
Now what's 1 beat? This is it. So if I start counting like this, ta, 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 this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, continuously like that. I'll be using crochet beats.
Okay.
So if I write something like this, sorry, okay, let's say this note is, if this is my do, for example, I will have do, mi, so, mi, la, la, something like that. Let's say these are the notes. It says do, mi, so, mi, la, la, like that. One count like that. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Now we can do some mathematical manipulations here. If crochet is 1 beat, how many quiver? Okay, how many semi-quavers make a crochet?
2.
How many semi-quavers make a crochet?
Semi.
Yes, yes, 4. Good. So what you simply do is, you want to get 1 beat, right? 1/4 multiplied by 4, right? And this will give you 1. Okay. So 4 semi-quavers are inside one crochet.
Okay.
And similarly, 2 quavers, right, are inside 1 crochet. So take this one for example. This is, okay, let me split this part. Let's use this part alone. Forget about this one. So these 3 notes are do, mi, so, and they are called like this. Do, mi, so, that's 1, 1, 1, because they are crochet notes. Now I want to divide them just to make you understand these notes. I want to divide them into quavers now. So this one I'll have do, do, because there are 2, right? Same thing for this one, mi, mi, and this one so, so, like that. So what I call do, mi, so, do, mi, so, or do, do, mi, so, so, do, do, mi, so, so, like that.
Okay.
Remember this one is what? 1 beat.
Yeah.
This one is B. This is half. So I would call out 2s of this one to give me this one.
Okay.
Again, do, mi, so, do, mi, so, do, do, mi, so, so, do, do, mi, so, so. Now let's further divide it and see whether we'll be able to still call this one out. So of course this one will be another do, do. Forget about this, please. Okay. This one too will be do, do. This one will be mi, mi. This one too will be mi, mi. This is so, 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 so. Okay. Let's see whether we can take this. If this is not faster than our tongue. Of course it has to be faster than that. Not, this is do, mi, so. So that means we have to call 4 notes inside this 1 note. So you have do, 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 do. This do, 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 mi, so, 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 do, 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 mi, so, 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 do, 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 mi, so, 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 so. Because you see, has to follow this do, mi, so.
Okay.
That one is still going.
Okay.
So you do this do, mi, So I'll try to do this 4, 2, 3, go. Do 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 me so 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 do 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 me so 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 so. That's it.
So you still mix the
Still the same beat, right? Because the piece of music, for example, it's in a particular beat time, and you want to maintain that beat time. We'll get there maybe subsequent weeks. It's called time signature. So we'll get there, but I'm just introducing you to notes so that you understand the beats, okay? And the same thing for this is crochet. If I wanted to do this for meaning, well, this will now have to go up. So these 2 notes will become 1. Remember that meaning is 2 beats.
Yeah.
So the do mi will now amount to just 1 note. So it will be like do. I will not say anything because it's still 1 note. So it's do so, something like that. Okay, that's me. So you can imagine how hemi-demi semiquaver will be like just for these 3 notes.
16.
It's like anyway,
It will be a lot.
we rarely use this tool, and we also rarely use
So
this.
you rarely use like
We rarely use this tool because they are too slow.
Okay.
Too slow. So you have stuff like all this up rhymes like.
Oh, okay. That would be in the 16.
Exactly. All those Baroque period and the classical era.
Okay. So you are pulling it like
because you can
before you
imagine
finish
8
one word.
exactly one note is like 8 beats like so 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 like what are we singing? Please just get out. Semi-brief. There are still some places where we use semi-briefs. We use semi-briefs to like end the piece of music.
Okay.
So you're retarding and like amen, something like that. Yeah, at least you can still use 4 beats. Meaning is really used plus it's 2 beats. Yeah, it's of course crochet is like the most popular one, and quiver. Yeah, these 2.
The crochet at least you can breathe.
Yes.
No.
And semi-quavers because you can always at least sing it. You can sing 4 of this in this and sing 8 of this in this, right? 8 of this in this. Am I right? 8 of semi-quavers in meaning. Is that right?
Me.
Meaning.
Yes, 8.
8 semi-quavers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Crochet is 4.
Okay, good. Now, let's look at the arrests. The arrest is similar because the same number of beats that the note takes is what the rest takes. So what's rest? Rest is just a brief period of silence. So if you see a crochet rest, let's say these are notes. Let's say these are crochet notes. You now see a rest sign here, and these are crochet notes. So this is normally supposed to be 1 beat, rest, and 1 beat. Remember, right? Crochet is 1 beat. So if this is do mi, right? Okay. If this is do mi, it means that you also rest 1 beat.
And briefing.
Yes. So the rest, the number of beats for the rest is the same number of beats for the note. It's like equivalent of the note. It's like saying put crochet there, but this time around it is a rest. So it's not there, but you are still going to observe the same number of beats for that rest.
Oh,
okay. So again, either you write this way or okay, that's the sign for crochet rest. You see this much later. Minim is minim is the one down. This is the one up, shaded. This one has stuff like this. Quiver is 1. This one is 2. Of course, this one is 3.
So they are the symbols of rest.
Yes, they are the rest symbols for these notes. Rest symbols for these notes. So if you see them anywhere, instead of calling out the notes, instead of singing the notes, or instead of playing the notes, you will observe the same beats, but this time around be in silence.
So we are done with notes, beats, and rest.
Yes, I'll give you tests later. Dotted notes. Okay.
So this is under notes.
Yes. A dot. Let me just write it this way. A dot beside a note adds half the beat. Half the beat of the note to the notes. The definition now. Can you understand that? A dot beside a note adds half the beat of the note to the note.
Adds half
The beat
okay.
to the note.
Okay.
So let me just test you real quick.
The beat.
What's the number of beats here? This is dotted crotchets. Dotted crotchets, how many beats? Let me just give you one example. It seems you're not getting it.
Yeah.
What note is this? What note is that? Minim.
Minim.
Okay,
That's
you
how
get
you
used
call
to
it.
it. Minim. It's
Minim.
minim. It's minim. Okay? Minim is how many beats? Check.
Check. 2.
2. Okay? 2. Half of 2.
Is 1.
What's the answer? Finish.
Oh, okay. So it adds
Now read the definition again.
a dotted note.
A dot beside a note adds half the beat of the note. Half the beat of the note to the note.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Okay, now let's go more advanced.
Okay.
Can we? What about this? Let's see how we can do.
The dot is 1.
Mm-hmm. What's the dot
Half
is 1?
the beat.
The dot is not always going to be 1. Take note. The dot is not always going to be 1. The dot is half of the note beside it.
So it's 1 1. So it's 2 here plus 2. So it's 4. No, because the meaning is 2, which is the note.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's half the note, half of the 2 is 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the other dot to half of the 2 is 1.
Half of which 2?
Half of
Okay, remember that this dot beside a note, now this is a note. This note is called dotted meaning. When it was like this, this is the note. A dot beside a note. Now a dot beside a note, this note is dotted meaning.
Okay.
We've established dotted meaning to be what?
To be
3, right?
Yeah.
Plus half of this note.
So 1.5.
Good. Which is what? 4.5.
This is for real.
Okay? Because what will you really want to do? That you want to achieve 4.5 beats. In fact, 4.5 beats is not. 4.5 beats is equivalent to, see.
Yeah, that's the one we sang. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
This is 4.5 beats.
Oh, okay.
Because this is what? 1, right?
2.
1, 1, 1. And this is half. Or I squash these two together and make it this. That's 2. Squash this one and make it 2. And then half. This is 2, 2, then half. So it's the same thing. Write an equivalent note of the following. 1. An equivalent note two. 3. And 4. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Write an equivalent note of the following. These are 2 quavers, 1 minim, another minim, 3 crotchets, 2 quavers, 1 crotchet, 1 minim. Write an equivalent note, one note that is equivalent to this. One single note that is equivalent to this. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Example is this. Let me see whether I have it in my example. So I'll not give you expo.
Yeah, don't give me the same.
Okay.
This
is what?
Crotchets.
How many bits?
Oh, okay.
1 bit, right?
Yeah. And half.
And half. That's 1.5, right? The answer is dotted crotchet. Because dotted crotchet adds half the original bits of the note to the note. So that's 1.5. That's what I mean by one equivalent note. Now it doesn't mean that any answer here or all the answers here will have dots, but just calculate the number of bits of these notes put together and see what note is equivalent in bits to the addition of bits of these following notes that are here. Let me give you a hint. When quavers are joined together, they look like this. Quiver notes joined together. Crotchets cannot be joined because they don't have the flag.
Okay.
Or quavers can be joined because they have the flag. So when 2 of them come together, they appear like this. So these notes are quiver notes. This is what?
It is a quiver.
Quiver, right?
Quiver.
This one.
Quiver.
This one.
Quiver.
This one.
Quiver.
Okay. So we have 4 quavers
Yes.
for this one.
Yes.
Quiver is how many bits?
It's 1.5. Half.
Half.
Hey,
Okay.
what am I saying 1.5?
4 times half is what?
It's 4 over 2.
2, right?
2, yeah, 2.
What single note is 2 bits? Meaning, right? Meaning. That's the answer.
Hi, Yehovah. I knew it before I could, so that's what I dropped myself confidence.
Okay, let's continue. So
Confidence.
this is 2, right?
Yes.
Gives us 4, right?
Yes.
What's the note that has 4 bits? Semi-brief.
Semi-brief.
Semi-brief. Semi-brief is 4 bits.
It's 4.
Okay, that's the answer to that one. It's pretty easy.
That's pretty easy. Let me continue. Okay.
1, 1,
1, 3.
That's 3, right?
Yeah.
What single note is 3 bits?
Crotchets.
If you check through that table now, you won't find any note that's 3
Yes.
bits, right? That means the answer must be a dotted something. It has to be this.
3, so
yes.
Okay. 2 plus 1.
Exactly. So that's 2 plus half of 2, which is 1, makes 3. And the last one, this one
1.5.
is
half.
half. That's
Why
1.
say 1.5?
This one is what? 1.
1.
This one is what? 2.
2. Yeah.
Okay?
4.
2, this, 4.
Yeah. 7.
That's all. It's not difficult, right? Write 3 notes equivalent to the following. 1. Now it doesn't matter how you want to spread it out, but make sure that only 3 notes. Only 3 notes. It's possible that 5 can make up this, 6 notes can make up these things, but I just want 3 that makes up this one. So make sure that the 3 you write, when you add the beats, their beats together, they make up the same number of, okay? 3 notes equivalent to this one. 3 notes equivalent to that. That should conclude our lesson for today. Hopefully you'll be able to get these answers right.